Hello everyone. So in today's video of chapter Nuclear Chemistry and Radioactivity, I'll be talking about modes of decay, nuclear reactions and applications of radioisotopes. Modes of decay. Radioactive element we all know used to emit alpha, beta and gamma emission. Alpha decay. The emission of alpha particle from the nuclei is called alpha decay. And we know that alpha particle is having +2 charge and its mass is 4 unit or 4 Dalton. It is identical to helium nuclei and hence we can say alpha particle is designated as 2He4. In alpha decay process, the parent nucleus, if this is the parent nucleus like ZXA, where Z is atomic number, A is mass number, and one alpha particle is emitted, so what will happen? It produces one daughter nuclei. Let's suppose this is the daughter nuclei and this daughter nuclei is having atomic number Z-2 and mass number A-4. For example, if I have radium nucleus which is having atomic number 88 and 226 is its mass number. After emission of one alpha particle, it will transform into the another nucleus which is of radon having atomic number 86 and mass number 222. This is how the alpha emission happens. Now, beta decay. Beta decay, the emission of negatively charged stream of beta particles from the nucleus. It is called beta decay. You know that beta particles are electrons with a charge -1 and mass of an electron which is 0. So a nucleus decays by emitting high speed of electron called as beta particle, and new nucleus is formed which is having same mass number, but the atomic number will increase by 1 unit. For example, if ZXA is a parent element or radio element, from its nucleus if one beta particle is emitting, its atomic number will increase by 1 but mass number will remain same. For example, Neptunium, which is having 23 atomic number and 238 mass number. On emission of beta particle, it will turn up into plutonium having atomic number 94 and mass number remains same as 238. Now, gamma decay. Gamma radiation is almost always accompanies with alpha and beta decay process. In these radioactive transformations, the daughter nuclei is left in which energetically excited state decays to the ground state of product with emission of alpha rays. For example, like uranium is disintegrating to form thorium and one alpha particle is emitted. Here 92 uranium 238 emits alpha particle of two different energy, that is 4.147 million electron volt and 4.195 million electron volt. When alpha particle of energy 4.147 million electron volt is emitted, so thorium 234 is left in an excited state and which will come to its ground state or de-excite by the emission of alpha ray which is having energy 0.048 million electron volt. Nuclear reactions. We have discussed all natural or spontaneous nuclear reaction through alpha and beta decay processes. Now we will consider spontaneous, non-spontaneous or artificial or man-made nuclear reactions. The first one is transmutation. The nuclear transmutation is the transmutation of stable nuclei to another nucleus, be it stable or unstable. Another is induced or artificial radioactivity. It is a type of nuclear transmutation in which the stable nucleus is converted into radioactive nucleus. The product nucleus decays spontaneously with the emission of radiation and particles. The stable element like 5b10 is bombarded with alpha particle to give 7 and 13 and 1 neutron particle. Then the 7 and 13 will spontaneously produce 6c13 and 1 positron particle. Now, nuclear fission. Nuclear fission is the splitting of heavy nucleus of an atom into two nearly equal fragments, and this fission occurs by the accompany of large amount of energy. For example, if uranium is bombarded with neutron, it breaks and releases energy, and one uranium atom on disintegration it will produce 200 million electron volt energy. Now, nuclear fusion. Energy received by Earth from the Sun is result of nuclear fusion. In this process, the lighter nuclei used to fuse with each other to form heavy nucleus, and in this reaction tremendous amount of energy used to be released. Such reaction used to happen only on stars, or you can say on sun, because for such reaction the very extreme high temperature typically of 10 raised to 8 Kelvin is required. Now, applications of radioisotopes. Number 1, radiocarbon dating. This technique is used to find out the age of historic and archaeological organic samples such as old wood or animal or human fossil. The first step is radioactive C14 is formed in the upper atmosphere by the bombardment of neutron from cosmic rays on N14. So 7 and 14 on bombarding neutron particle, it will give you 6C14 and 1H1. Then 14C combines with atmospheric oxygen to give you carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is the same carbon dioxide which you see like normal carbon dioxide, which is having atomic mass 12. Now, the next step would be, as long as the plant is alive, the ratio of carbon 14 and carbon 12 will remain constant. When the plant dies, there will be no photosynthesis and the ratio of carbon 14 and 12 decreases. And carbon 14 half-life period, we all know it is 5730 years. The activity N of given wood sample and that of fresh sample of live plant is measured. N0 denotes the activity of the given sample at the time of the death, and the age of given sample would, or rather period which is remain dead, can be determined by the formula T is equal to 2.303 upon lambda log base 10 N0 upon N. By this we used to determine the decay constant. Another application is electrical energy from nuclear fission. It is simply the electricity mode from fission of uranium or plutonium. Why we prefer nuclear power? Because it offers a huge environmental benefits in producing electricity. It does not release any carbon dioxide, it does not release any sulfur or nitrogen dioxide or any other oxide of sulfur or nitrogen. These are the atmospheric pollutants you all know, and we got clean energy. The interesting fact is fission of 1 gram of uranium 235 produces 24,000 kilowatt per hour of energy. This is the same when we are burning 3 tons of coals or 12 barrels of oils or nearly 5,000 meter cube of natural gas. The nuclear fission is an alternative energy source. This is the schematic diagram of nuclear power plant. Traditionally, the steam come from boilers fueled by oil, gas or coal. These sources are now depleting. The increasing cost of petroleum suggested that we need to depend on the another source of energy, and that could be nuclear fission energy for electricity. Nuclear reactor is a device for using atomic energy in controlled manner for peaceful purposes. The nuclear fission reaction are the reaction where so much energy is released which can be utilized to generate electricity in a nuclear reactor. In a nuclear reactor, uranium 235 used to be used as fissionable material, and it is stacked in heavy water or graphite, which is called as moderator. The neutron produced in fission pass through the moderator to lose the part of energy and slow down their speed. Now the cadmium rays are inserted in the moderator and they have ability to absorb neutrons also. So in this way we can say the reaction can also be controlled, since we know by the bombardment of one neutron on your uranium we used to get barium and krypton nucleus plus 3 more neutrons, and these 3 more neutrons which are coming from the disintegration of uranium will disintegrate for the 3 atoms of uranium, and then 3 atoms of uranium will be disintegrating to produce 9 neutrons. Then 9 neutrons will further disintegrate another 9 uranium atoms nucleus. So this is how the reaction used to keep on happening, and per uranium atom we are getting energy 200 million electron volts. So in such a way a chain used to be formed where the reaction started and keep on proceeding, and the energy used to be released. For slow down the reaction, we need to control the emission of neutron, or we need to remove the neutron gradually so that there would be no neutron and uranium will not be disintegrated. So this purpose will be solved by cadmium rods. The energy released in such reaction appears as heat and removed by circulating a liquid or coolant. The liquid which absorb excess of heat from the reactor is passed over the heat exchanger for producing steam, which is then passed through the turbines and produce electricity. The atomic energy produced with the use of fission reaction can be controlled in nuclear reactor explode for peaceful purposes such as conversion into electrical energy, generating power for civilian purpose in submarines or in ships also. Another application in medicines. Now there are some nuclear medicines also in hospitals or in medical lines. Several radioisotopes are used for the treatment of cancer. For example, phosphorus 35, 15 phosphorus 35 it is used for the treatment of leukemia. 27 cobalt 60 it is used for for curing the cancer. 53 iodine 131 it is used for thyroid cancer, and so on. For diagnostic purpose also, short-lived isotopes we used to use in a limit, and we used to diagnose so many diseases in this way. Other application of radioisotope is radioisotopes find a variety of application in diverse area of agriculture products. Those are preserved by irradiating with gamma rays from cobalt 60 or cesium 137. Another application is radio tracer technique, wherein one or more atoms of chemical compound are replaced by the radionuclide or radioactive nuclide to trace the path followed by that chemical in the system under the study by radioactivity measurement. So this is all about the application of radio elements. Thank you.